Hello, love bugs. And yes, before you even get started, I know I just made a honey lure video. I totally get it. But then the devs decided to change some things about the honey lures. And most of you might know now allow for ladybugs and proudhorn beetles to spawn with honey lures, which has literally changed everything that I know about getting bug plushies. And they did it so sneaky too. If you read the Solstice Bloom update patch notes, and then scrolled all the way down past all this beautiful stuff to improvements and adjustments, you may have missed honey lure changes. The honey lure has been rebalanced and normalized across multiple locations. In my Breaking Palia news video, I was like, well, what the heck does that mean? And I didn't even really have a lot of time to research and figure it out. But you know who did? 3 people that I need to thank for me even being able to make this video today, which are Studs Manor, one of my amazing mods. I love you so much. Pixie Dust and April, because I know you were running around with Studs, figuring all this out too, so that you could share it with the community, who ran around finding beautiful places for us to be able to hunt for all of our bug plushies. And I am going to share those spaces with y'all right now. Let's start by talking about what I think used to be one of the absolute hardest plushies to get in the game, which was the proudhorn beetle. I'm going to pull right open my map before you all ask. Here in Kilima, the proudhorn beetle used to be a bug that would only spawn from you hitting rocks, and it was rare that it would even spawn, and then rarer still if it dropped a plushie. But now you can actually use honey lures to make it spawn. Studs did a bunch of testing over here and found a really great spot up here at like G7, right up in this area. Now we have played around a little bit up here with placing it in a couple of different spots. And I have found personally, when we were doing it the other day, some people placed a couple over here, but we were missing them a bunch. But then some people were going as far as placing them all the way down here. Now down here was spawning a lot of other bugs besides the proudhorn beetle. This little pile of stone seems to kind of be the sweet spot. So if you take your honey lure and you place her right here, and then if you are in a big group and you want to place more and you want to place one up here, we were getting them up here pretty regularly as well. Just again, make sure that you can really see the ground, or as someone mentioned on one of my other videos, you can always turn your foliage like all the way down to the lowest setting so you don't have as much grass and stuff if this is really your focus. We got so many proudhorn beetles. I got 4 plushies, y'all. 4 plushies. Now we used a lot of honey lures. We did it over several hours. Like we probably used at least 15 honey lures. But I got 4 plushies, and that is absolutely crazy odds. Like, honestly, that is wild. So if you're looking for a place to get the proudhorn beetle plushie and you're having a hard time with rocks, drop your honey lures right here. I'll show you the map one last time. I'm standing right on the edge, right up here at J7. And this is what it looks like if you're standing up on this hill by this big tree that you can't chop. It's kind of almost the last mound of rocks before you get to the path for the gazebo, right up against the wall there. Now we are in Bahari, in my favorite spot to hunt rainbow tip butterflies and now ladybugs, another bug that used to be really hard for solo players in particular to get because you had to run around and pick up flowers in order to get them to spawn. And again, it was rare for them to pop up and even rarer still for them to drop a plushie. Now they spawn like crazy in this area in Bahari, which is C8. I am right along that path from the entrance to Kilima Village. The reason I like this area better than I like Pulsewater Plains is simply just for visibility reasons. I feel like in here, even especially if you get a big group, and it doesn't even have to be a big group, it could just be like, say, you and 2 friends, but you each want to drop 3 honey lures at the exact same time. Well, you could do that in this space and still see all of the honey lures without very much stuff in the way, which is really, really nice. Now, this area is not only going to spawn the rainbow tip butterflies between 3 a.m. and 6 p.m. Do remember, it has to be within that time for you to get rainbow tip butterflies in game, not in real life, in game. But it's also going to spawn those ladybugs. So even though you're kind of painstakingly going after rainbow tip butterflies, you also will get a chance to get your ladybug plushes. Now, when I was originally making this video, I actually had to redo it because the first time that we did it in a group, I got 11 rainbow tip butterflies in one day. So from 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. dropping a honey lure. I think we had 2 honey lures going pretty much at all times. I got 11 rainbow tip butterflies and 2 plushies, and that was absolutely insane. But I want to point out that we did it again yesterday and literally didn't get a single rainbow tip butterfly. So I'm not sure that necessarily, like I felt the first day, there's an increase of rainbow tip butterflies right now. Maybe I just had a really lucky day, but obviously hunting for them is way more fun than it used to be because now at least you have a chance of getting ladybugs. But this isn't the only place that you could go and get ladybugs if you are interested in ladybugs and maybe not as interested in hunting rainbow tip butterflies. If any of you have ever been in my streams or anything like that while we're hunting for bug plushies, you have definitely heard me talk about C4, which is my favorite spot to hunt for bug plushies. I talk about C4 all the time, talk about how it's the best. Well, C4 is dead to me. Yep, you heard it here. You heard it here first, because C4 now has nothing on E3, specifically up on this hill on E3 between 6 p.m. in game to 3 a.m. in game. On this ledge, if you drop honey lures, not only is it going to spawn the lantern bugs like you can see right there, but it is going to spawn fairy moths and snails and ladybugs. I almost couldn't believe it when I saw everything spawning in. Now, we did notice that if you go a little bit too far down to this end, it seems that maybe like the ladybugs don't spawn so much. It seemed that the sweet spot is kind of up here or even higher up onto this part of the ledge. Again, this is at E3 up on that hill. Dropping the honey lure right here seems like a really great spot. And it spawns all of the bug plushies except obviously the rainbow tip butterfly because it doesn't spawn then. But how crazy is it to be spawning almost only bugs that have a chance of giving you plushies for half of a full Palia day? Absolutely amazing. Again, thank you to Studs, Pixie Dust, and April, without whom this video never would have been able to exist. I appreciate you all so much doing this research and finding these great spots for us. And I love you so much, and I'll see you all in Palia. Bye-bye.